Hello there, YouTube. I am Wheelchair21, and today's rolling review is very special. One reason is it is the freaking deluxe Kuuga belt. It is the Arcle. And another reason is the day this video is going up, it's on my birthday. And that was the only way I thought I could usher in this belt, which I got from a good friend of mine, Jory. And honestly, Kuuga has become one of my favorite riders of all time. I saw the series when I got into Kamen Rider back in the early, mid-2000s, and the subs weren't complete for it at the time, but once they came out, I eagerly just went at them, and I saw the series, and it is something to behold. This is the first of the Heisei Riders, and it's just one awesome series. Then again, this is one awesome belt. This relic is technically a Holy Grail for some people, for at least in the modern era. The box, as you can see, shows freaking Kuuga in his mighty form. It has an open window display, as well as the Grongi script throughout the box in detail. On the back, it shows the actual belt featuring all of the four base forms. For Kuuga, you have Dragon, Pegasus, Titan, as well as a little photo of our rider himself, freaking Yusuke, or I should say Godai Yusuke. I'm just very glad that I've finally gotten this belt, and it took me like about a year and a half to get this from Jory. So let's bust it out and show you the lights and sounds and all the features that it can do. Once removing the deluxe Arcle from its box, you can see mine has gone through a little bit of wear and tear, specifically on the Mighty button and the Titan button. Their paint's a little been scraped off, chapped off. Looks like it's been bit on a bit. But overall, it's still a decent display piece due to the fact that there's not that much wear on the overall silver paint. Some scrapes and dings here and there. The Grongi language on the actual belt going all around it is still intact, not scraped off. The gold chrome is still practically intact to the belt. The speakers, which have the logo for power to transform, they are still working. They're still functional. There's nothing wrong with them. So I give you that. That's one of the best parts. The belt here looks normal on the back side, but on the inside is a little screwed up. I don't know if it's paper stuck to it or someone bit into it, but I don't really care. I'm like the third or fifth owner of this belt, which I thank Jory and the person who sold it to him for giving me this opportunity to having such a great item, such a holy grail in my opinion, for my collection, as well as the fact that mine also still come with the actual goddamn battery covers. So let's look at those real fast, because I know that's a huge stickler for a lot of rider fans out there, that you must have both the battery covers and it must be functional if it doesn't come with this box at least. So I'm going to turn it on now. We're going to cycle through the forms, and then we're going to go into our final evaluation. That was Mighty. Dragon's next. Now we can use the actual rod. We'll go to Pegasus, where we'll need a gun for this one. And last but not least, the powerful Titan, which uses a sword. And so I've cycled through all four of the base sounds. The actual rising sounds, I'm going to keep that for a different review. I don't think that that's necessary for just reviewing the belt itself. That's its own item, it's its own entity. And I don't have really any of the weapons except for the Titan Saber, so we'll look at that on some other day. However, when cycling through the sounds, the fact that they still work is amazing. One thing I will say, though, is that if you leave it on too long, that beep happens. So I'm turning it off so it doesn't go on throughout the video. As you've seen and as you've heard, that when activating a different color to your belt, it has slightly different pitches and tones and has a different tune to it when you're transforming between his 4 base forms. And honestly, it's really nice. It's really good, and I've always actually liked that about this belt. I've seen video reviews, I've seen demos, I've seen the show, obviously, and I've always found that a nice feature and function. And it's very simple and basic compared to other riders that have, like, entire beats, entire different tunes, like almost melodies to their henshins. These were just very simple and basic, and it's very enjoyable. So, honestly, it's one aspect as to why I love this belt. Another reason is Kuuga is one of my all-time favorites. It will always be one of my all-time favorites, and without it, the Heisei era couldn't come to be. Other than that, even though there is wear and tear on this belt, the fact that it works, the fact that it's still intact, the fact that it has a box, so I can just keep it in box when I'm not playing with it, is beautiful. Hell, that open window box display is probably one of the best things about this belt. I think only a few riders have ever done that in the modern era. So, this is one amazing piece. For fans who want to get this belt like I did, I suggest that if it's out of box, really look into, like, the seller. Ask them questions, possibly. Does it have lights and sounds? Can they demo it for you? Does it have the battery covers? Because that's a huge thing for us collectors. And from there, you should proceed. If it's in box, I'm pretty sure it freaking works, unless it says it's been used and opened. Then maybe worry just a little bit. If you're getting it from Yahoo Japan auctions, you really shouldn't have to worry as much if it comes in box, because I've heard from a lot of people it normally works like 8 out of 10 times. Other than that, when you get it, cherish it, love it, value it, and make sure it goes to a good home when you're done with it if you choose to sell it. As for me, I don't think I'm going to sell this belt anytime soon unless I ever got my hands on a CSM or they decided to make a new CSM modification belt in the modern era. I doubt that's going to happen, so just having this is a nice little treasure piece, which I thank Jory and whoever he bought it from, because without those two, I would not have it now. Jory is always going to be a good friend of mine just for helping me get this item. If this was still the year 2000, this is a belt I would have said that people should go out and get. It's beautiful, it's amazing, and it just feels right owning it. In the modern era, I say, take your chances, press your luck, don't go over 150 or 180. That is the high price for you. So, people, listen to me. It's only worth 100 to 180. Don't go crazy unless you're that damn crazy for the series. So nevertheless, I'm Wheelchair 21, and this is how I thought to celebrate my birthday. So, if you've enjoyed this review, I suggest you like, comment, share the video, as well as subscribe to my channel. Check out all my other content, whether it be rolling reviews, Doyle's DVDs, card game shenanigans, V-builds, or Let's Build as I call them, vlogs and unboxings, and so on and so forth. You can see the videos here on my channel, here at YouTube, or over at herotaku.com, as well as you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll see you next time, YouTube.